Attention! This podcast contains content so dirty, even soap might blush. Listener discretion is advised. Your episode starts in 3, 2, 1. Happy 2026, everybody! Is that the right year?
Oh, fuck.
It usually takes me like 4 or 5 months to be correct and write it down.
I can't believe we're here. I feel like I never actually got used to writing 2025, so who the fuck cares? I mean, it could be 2023 for all I know.
I vote that instead of putting the year down, we just start putting month, day, question mark, because then you don't have to keep track.
Love it.
That might have some complications, but, we'll work around it.
Lexx, back to the reality with you always. God damn.
Well, welcome to the Lusty Library. We're so excited to have you come back for another damn episode. And we're very excited to be here and usher in the new year with you. Oh, do we have so much in store for you. Ooh, it's going to be a wild one. We are throwing spaghetti at the wall and fucking hoping something sticks.
I really hope that whatever device you're listening on has easy access to the volume. Because let me tell you, the ride over here, I was already screaming with Lexx in the car.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, no.
Do you purposely do this? Like, oh, we're going to ride to Joey's house together and we'll plot against her to see how far we can piss her off.
No, it's organic. It's natural.
I was only screaming because Lexx goes, do you want to know about the one little thing that bugged me? And I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to know if it's the same thing. And when she said the same thing, that's when I started screaming.
Well, if you're a noob here and decided that episode 41 is a great place for you to start, a little bit about what we do here.
Yeah, fucking weirdo.
Those are my people. Just jump right in.
God damn.
Each episode, the hostess picks a romance novel that none of us have read before. We read it. We choose a wonderful signature cocktail that pairs beautifully with the book. We get together, and then we pretty much lose our fucking minds talking about the book like some wahoos on the streets. That's okay, because it's truly, truly enjoyable.
Oh my God.
If you have no clue who I am, well, I'm Joey, one of the hostesses of this fine hair podcast. And with me, I have my 2 most amazing best friends. I got to tell you the truth, they're really not friends. I only see them when we record this podcast.
Oh.
Never talk to them. I didn't work with them for years, and I miss them terribly.
Oh, stop it.
But I have the lovely Bird. I'm sorry, I don't know why I call you that.
I love it. Yeah. My nickname ain't Birdie because I didn't like it. I love all forms of Birdie.
Yeah, you little feathered weirdo, you.
I love it.
And Miss Lexx, my hetero life partner.
Every time you say that, I love it. It's just one of those things, listeners, where my husband and I and Joey have been friends for so long that we know we're just going to end up in an old age home together. And we will be the riot in the home.
Oh my God, you guys are going to fucking be the life of the party there.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Well, you're probably wondering what book I picked as the first pick of this year.
Ooh, tell us.
I feel like I haven't interjected enough dark romance into this podcast. I'm trying to be versatile. I'm trying to not freak the fuck out of the 2 of you. But when this author reached out to us last year, I kind of didn't even put it in front of the 2 of you to be able to pick it. I was like, mine. My precious. Because it's a dark fantasy romance. And today we're going to be discussing Her Dark Promise by Bria Rose. Never heard of this book? Well, let me give you the summary. Isolated, unloved, cursed. Calethea Everhart, once a thriving princess, is now a cursed queen, haunted by a witch's dark promise. After centuries of solitude with only a few stray human companions, she's doomed to watch the life around her grow and change while she stays the same. Outside the border of her lands, a village has come to fear her, claiming a beast lives within the woods, and the only way to appease it is to feed it. Calethea doesn't interfere with humans, at least not until two brothers venture into the forest. One seeks to slay the beast, the other is intent on breaking her curse. Little does she know the arrival of the two brothers changes everything and forces her to face the very past she's been running from. How far will she go to break her own curse? And what will she have to give up?
Oh, this sounds delicious. Oh, absolutely delicious.
Honestly, I was shocked that you picked a fantasy for your first pick of the season. I feel like I'm just so used to you picking a very dark contemporary.
Yeah.
That I was like, bok, 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 she's a witch.
The two of you have this very odd preconceived notion that I don't read romantasy. I'm a romantasy junkie.
No, I'm just getting into a rhythm now.
So for years, I kept trying to get you to watch fantasy films. Didn't know that off to the side, you were reading fantasy romance.
I think it's very different than a fantasy film.
I mean, yeah, books are always better than movies.
For a lot of people, the two go in hand. If you're reading one, you're watching the other and vice versa. So it was just a surprise to me, especially since when we had talked about romance previously, a lot of the ones you were talking about were either contemporary romance or more urban fantasy.
I like it all. There is nothing that I won't read. Of course, because we are reading a dark fantasy novel, you gotta check your trigger warnings because there are some things that come up in here.
Oh, yeah.
That could be a lot for somebody's. Be prepared. Those things may come up within this episode. If you want some of our lighter fare, please go back to season 1 and 2 and just mark this one as finished and move on.
Yeah, there are quite a few trigger warnings for this.
Read responsibly.
So the book opens up and we are in 1761. And we are at a legit castle. I don't think locale was pinpointed at all.
I was going to ask both of you, did I miss something about the location?
No, I kept trying to pinpoint it also. I kept going back and forth. Is this a made-up world? Or is this our world done alternatively? And I couldn't quite pinpoint it until way later in the book when they talk about travel. Usually, since this is a twist on Beauty and the Beast, it's usually set in France. I mean, La Belle La Bête, which is the famous Beauty and the Beast black and white one, is French. And then the Disney movies in France.
Oh, you're blowing my mind right now.
And so, very often we set it in France.
See, this whole time it was kind of bugging me that none of the names seemed to match each other in terms of country of origin. Her name, Calethea Everhart, and then the names of all the people that end up in the castle with her, none of them were all from the same region.
They are European.
Yeah, but they're all supposed to be townies.
They are supposed to be townies.
Right?
That is not the word I would have used, but I love it.
They're all supposed to be villagers.
They're all supposed to be from the same village.
Yeah.
They should all have ethnic sounding names. So anyways, I digress.
God, I just had a vision of them all standing around the pub talking about the local sports of the time.
Oh, what a guy that Gaston. It is literally that moment. They're all in the fucking town pub
Okay.
talking about the hot guy in town. That's where we are.
The book opens up, and there are 2 intruders in Calethea's castle.
I love the way she deals with the intruders. It sets her up as such a powerful badass to begin with.
So she's sitting there watching these 2 intruders, and her housemate, at this point, we don't know who this other young person is, Amelia, comes over, and they're talking, and they're watching these 2 intruders ransack the house. And they hear the 2 intruders say, "Oh my God, it's so easy to ransack this house, just like the old lady who we killed.
Bum, bum, bum.
I can't believe this stuff is all here." Well, Callie loses it. She knows exactly who this old lady is. And it happens to be a woman named Miriam that Callie has worked very closely with. You wouldn't say cares for, but has a connection to.
I think she didn't realize she cared until this hit, and she was like, no, that person was under my protection.
Now, Callie's upset because this Miriam was a good woman. And Amelia looks at her and says, "Make them suffer." She pops out and starts talking to the 2 intruders.
Loved it.
Callie's trying to explain to them, hey, this is my house, this is my stuff. Get the fuck out. Well, they clearly don't listen.
They just don't really understand who they're talking to.
Yeah.
Oh, it's glorious.
No, they think she's a defenseless woman. The 2 intruders, it's a kind of catty woman and her dumb muscle. And it does not go well.
Callie gets a brilliant idea. Let's play a game, she says. Cat and mouse. Catch me, and you can have it all. But if I win, I take your souls.
Do you think that the 2 of them were like, what the fuck? at that point?
No. I think they had a really unfound confidence and were like, this is all ours. We're going to be able to come back numerous times and take all this pretty shit.
Yeah. I did really enjoy envisioning this entire book set with the Disney music. You know, it's creepy, it's ethereal, it's perfect.
Why don't you give me a little bit of that background music as I tell everybody that Callie catches the guy, Claude.
Claude. Perfect name.
And within 2 minutes, he's dead. Bye-bye, Claude. Thank you for visiting the house. Make sure you take your gift bag on the way out the door. And then she catches Meryl. And she has a lot in store for Meryl. It may involve a pair of pliers.
Oh, this was vicious.
It was delicious. Never mind vicious. And she starts to pluck out each one of Meryl's fingernails.
Oh, yeah, this was hard to listen to because, of course, I did the audiobook. It was very Black Swan. You know, you have a full visual to go with it if you've seen that movie, which made it even worse for me. The thing that I really liked about that, she didn't fucking have to. She could have blinked and squashed these 2 morons with her shadows in 1 second flat. But no, she wanted to make them suffer.
Oh, she was playing with them.
Yeah, like an evil cat. I think I've actually had the cat that would be Calethea in real life.
Probably.
Yeah.
With this book, I think the story starts to slowly unfold chapter by chapter. We kind of get chunks and chunks of why they're at this castle, why the people that Callie lives with are at the castle, and how they ended up getting there. So we learn about Amelia, who has lived with Callie for over 20 years and kind of has taken up the mantle of Callie's official guardian. She keeps the castle clean. She really is a companion to Callie. But you're like, how did she get here? I guess we're going to have to find out. Then we get to meet Callie's other companion, when Callie goes to Callum's room.
Callum. Hard eyes for Callum.
And he is sitting there waiting for her. We find out he's been at the castle for the past 10 years and has been Callie's consort the entire time. There is not one night that passes that the two of them are not having sex with each other.
I wish I had that kind of drive.
Maybe you do when you're cursed. Because she says it's the only time she feels anything.
Yeah, and it also keeps her magic at bay.
Mm.
Keeps everything chill.
Yeah.
Be cool, Callie.
And the reason why Callum is there is him and two of his buddies stumbled through the forest and found the castle. His two buddies wanted to ransack the place, and Callum stood up and said it's not the right thing to do. Well, the other two beat the shit out of him, almost on the verge of death, and Callie killed the other two guys. And Callum just has never left. He feels very indebted to Callie. You're like, well, she's got this kind of ragtag group of individuals that are living with her, and it sounded like they were all pretty young when they showed up at her front doorstep. What did you think of Callum, though? Like, what was the impression you got from the first interaction of the two of them getting it on?
So his subservience was clearly something that he was very into.
Yes.
If we didn't get that perspective, I was going to have a problem with it because she is very rough with him. Because we're getting this all from Caleithia's point of view. It was hot. And he was hot. Not that I really have any desire to inflict pain on people like that, but boy, would it be just really great to be worshipped like the way he worships her.
He was absolutely devoted to her. When the break-in happened, he was around and he was like, I can take care of this for you. And she's like, no, I got it. He's like, I can hand you your swords. I can hand you stuff. And she's like, just go wait for me in the bedroom.
Yeah. He's so charming.
But he's not like moppish
either.
No. He's definitely still very masculine. So that's what makes the subservience so good. Because,
yes.
if he was just a little puppy all the time and you were kicking a puppy,
right,
that's awful.
It's full masculine subservience, which is what makes it so hot.
Correct.
And to touch the hiney.
Let's just give a little download of what we can tell about Callie at this point. So we know Callie was a princess, and this was her family castle. Her dad and other kings within their world didn't like magic and didn't like witches. They were banding all together to outlaw them. Yeah, little tiny problem. Callie has magic, and she's had magic for a while.
We've got a very young Callie who's got magic. She's very close to her family. It's her mom, her dad, and her younger sister.
But we quickly get a sense that they're no longer there. And we don't necessarily know why. Callie's by herself with these two little orphans that she keeps at arm's length. I think it becomes super clear, super fast, that she doesn't have intimate connections with them. Something interesting happens to Callie. She hears fucking voices in her head, and someone answers her back. It is someone who is very degrading, derogatory to her, kind of putting her down, saying, "Ugh, you break everything that you touch. Nobody loves you." You're like, oh, what the fuck? What is happening here?
Fucking voice sucks.
I know.
Yeah.
Callie sends Callum out to Miriam's cottage to bury her.
That's very kind of her to do that.
For a woman who keeps everyone at a distance.
Yeah. But it was noteworthy that Amelia and Callum both called it out like, oh, you are so... That's... Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, we're doing that thing. Like, they didn't want to go out and be like, oh, you're so sweet and kind, because she's like, I am not.
Yeah.
Like, she's very much hot temper behind anyone trying to accuse her of being soft in any way at all whatsoever.
So some time passes, and Callum is not returned, and Callie starts to get a little concerned. Did hunters end up finding him in the forest? Where is he? Why has he not come back? So she leaves the house, goes all the way up to the gate, and we find out she can't go any further than the gate. That there is this boundary in front of the house that she cannot pass.
In past years, especially when she was very young and new to the curse, she tried to get past it.
Oof, yeah.
And just her throwing herself against the boundary and it burning her, and then she heals.
Yeah, it's brutal.
While Callie's out there waiting for Callum, she thinks she hears him. And all of a sudden, she sees a man. And he's looking around, and she's like, oh no, here's a hunter. And all of a sudden, he throws a knife at her, and it lands in her arm. And the minute he realizes, oh shit, this wasn't an animal, it's a human, he goes running over. He pulls the knife out, and he's like, ma'am, sit down. Let me take care of your wound. And she is fucking laughing.
She also doesn't seem to process the fact that he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She's just like, you were trying to kill me, which I didn't like. I'm like, girl, just slow down. Just slow down for a second.
Somebody just crossed into her territory. She's going to make sure they can't go back and tell anybody anything about this. It's what keeps her safe. Or she's going to lock them up.
So instead, it's just be our guest.
In the tower with no windows. And she brings him to like a dungeon that she has up in the tower.
Put our dungeon to the test.
She chains him up in shackles up against the wall and is going to try to extract information out of him. Well, her first interrogation really does not go well at all. He's very, very strong.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Not just in muscle, but in will.
Yeah, he is.
She happens to find him rather attractive.
Yeah.
Break him.
Callie is definitely someone that uses her sex appeal. She is very comfortable in her body, has no problem wearing sheer nightgowns around the house.
Or just gardening in the nude. I love this for her.
While she is interrogating the hunter, she's able to walk into his memories,
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
where she's able to hop in as like a innocent bystander. She may not be able to control the person whose memories she walked into, but she can control the other individuals in those memories.
Oh, yeah, that was dark.
Yeah.
As she's walking through the hunter's memories, she's affecting women that she is seeing in the memories to kill themselves.
Fucked up, Califia. Fucked up.
Pretty fucking rock star. I think that is an amazing, amazing power.
Yeah, it is. It's very cool.
As she's walking out of his memories, she keeps hearing this voice in her head, giving her all these negative thoughts about, oh, you should kill him. Oh, he's not going to give you the information you need. Oh, other hunters are going to be coming your way. And she gets very, very frustrated, so she ends up leaving the hunter. We come to find out the voice has a name. Her name is Cersei. And you're like, huh, who the fuck is this Cersei chick? And why does she keep talking to Callie? Well, the only way Callie can get this voice out of her head is to drink poisonous wine.
Since she has this ability to heal herself, obviously the only thing that can like influence her body is going to be something that's so super poisonous that will do the equivalent of us getting drunk. She needs poison to do that, and then her body heals.
It's kind of a cool concept. I enjoy it.
And she's able to block out Cersei in her head whenever she drinks this wine.
And the other thing that helps is Callum.
So she's either boozing it up or fucking it out. I mean,
Yep.
Those are the two things that help her quell all the thoughts going on in her head. We find out that she's been doing this for 135,050 days.
Yep.
And of course, because we are nerds, we figured out she is 370 fucking years old.
I think I would have gone insane by the time Callum and Amelia showed up. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
She would have been 350-ish years by
Yeah.
the time Amelia showed up. She's been by herself that whole time. Are you fucking kidding me?
And not gone fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? I mean, just lost your mind?
She's actually a lot more sane than I would give her credit for. Like, she talks a lot about her routine. Like, wake up, have breakfast, garden, have dinner, fuck Callum, not go to sleep because she doesn't really sleep. Wake up, do it all over again.
She doesn't stay the night with Callum. She fucks him and then sends him away.
Yeah.
There's no intimacy there. They don't kiss. They don't cuddle. They don't sleep in bed.
He tries.
He does.
He just worships her. Deity level worship.
Later that day, she ends up going back and ends up walking into his memories again. This time, she has a lot of information. She sees the hunter pulling up to a house and going to talk to a man who apparently is his father. And his father is the leader of the fucking village. The hunter now is super frustrated. He's asking his father, what are you going to do with Josephine? And we find out that Josephine is the hunter's 5-year-old little sister. And what this village does to appease La Bête is a reaping. Every year, they send a child sacrifice into the forest.
He's basically just like, yo, son, like, if you're going to rule this place when I'm gone, you got to get with the program here.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about the beast. It's not about us, like, actually believing in this whole fucking stupid religion thing. Like, the beast, I don't know, probably isn't real. And the beast totally isn't killing these kids. We're cool. And I do have to kind of show some solidarity. So, yeah, we got to put our little kid in the mix.
Yeah.
And that is literally what spurs the hunter to go in the forest looking for the beast. All he wants to do is protect his little 5-year-old sister.
Let's sigh.
All of a sudden, Callie has a realization. Oh, fuck. This dude is actually innocent.
This was so frustrating, though. Like, her rationale at this point, where she's like, could it be that I was wrong? Yes, it could. Yes, it fucking could.
We just had a very long conversation that this woman has been by herself for 350 years. There is something to be said about not being socially acclimated to other individuals. I mean, let's be realistic here. She's talked to the same 2 people for the past 10 years. Only 2 people. Could you imagine only talking to me and Lexx or me and Bertie for 10 years and nobody else?
Sometimes it feels like that, you know, Joe?
I would have both of you calling me Your Grace.
Oh, yeah, you probably would.
Definitely would. No
Good
doubt
luck
about
with
it.
that.
So the hunter says, okay, hey, I'm innocent. Let me go. She's like, well, I really can't do that because even though you currently aren't bringing other people to kill us, that doesn't mean you won't go back to the village and come back with more people. I don't trust you. So I'm really sorry I tortured the shit out of you. You really need to eat. You're looking a little gaunt. And she tries to feed him. And the hunter says to her, well, this could be poisoned. And she's like, I assure you, it's not poisoned. She sits on his lap, straddles him while she wear no panties, coochie on pants crotch, eats a piece of bread, and says, see, it's not poison, and goes to hand him the rest of the bread. Well, of course, Mr. Hunter is not having it. Callie grabs him by the hair, rips his head back, shoves the bread in his mouth, and says, chew. Oh my God, I loved her.
It was pretty hot.
It was hot. I was really happy it didn't turn into like baby bird feeding because that would have
gross.
been gross.
Did you also enjoy the part where he was like, huh, Actually, this bread's really good.
Yeah. So she's not going to kill him because he's innocent. She really can't keep him tied up as prisoner because he's innocent.
She has morals.
She can't let him go because he could bring other people back. So she says a bunch of magical words and then says to him, I've just bound you to the land. You can't leave. The best part, though, is she says, if you fall for this, you're dull-witted.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
So there was no binding.
Right.
But he believed it. So he asked Callie if she cares to make a wager. Dude is trying to do anything to get out of here. If he wins, she's dead. He's free to go back to his village. If she wins, she can do whatever she wants with him.
Why would he say that to somebody that he knows is magical?
Hubris.
Ugh.
He ends up stabbing her with the sharp object
Yeah.
and doesn't realize lady can't die.
Yeah.
So she pretty much says to him, oh, you should really get comfortable, my pet, because you're gonna be here for a while. There's another component to her magic, that if she feeds somebody just a bit of her blood, they can heal. So because the dude's pretty banged up, she gives him a little bit of blood, just enough to heal his wounds, but not to bring all his energy back. I mean, she really can't make sure he escapes now, can she?
Right.
So we get a bit of a flashback to when Callie was younger, and we find out it was really hard when Callie realized she had powers, and there were all these governesses coming in. So she made every governess's life a living hell. Until Cersei comes around, and she can sense there's something different with Cersei. Like finding like?
Mm-hmm.
Later that day, she ends up going to see the hunter. He's her pet now. So when she gets up to the room, she does what she does with Callum and tries to get the hunter to submit to her. She tells him to take his clothes off, to get down on his hands and knees, puts a collar around him, tells him to bark.
Love it.
Yeah, he's not having the last part. He's like, fuck that. And he tries to hurt her again.
Foolish man.
I mean, I love his gumption. I love the fact that he thinks he can try to overpower her.
I was going to say, is it gumption or just stupidity?
So she does say a couple different points like, you're just pretty, aren't you?
Yeah.
She says, I don't know your name, and he won't say anything. And she's like, well, you can address me as Your Highness, Your Grace, my Queen. And he's like, what's your real name? She goes, there's no need for you to know that. And he won't give Callie his name. So she grabs him by the balls and starts tugging. Well, she realizes he kind of likes it. She ends up pulling his cock out and stroking it, and he is definitely aroused by her. And after a little bit of these ministrations, he finally gives his name. Bastien Corleone. That's French and Italian, isn't it?
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. You can't give the guy the fucking last name from The Godfather. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck?
Hey, it's a name.
I know it's a fantasy novel, but guys, this is the way my brain works. I'm sorry.
So the minute he gives up his name, she gets off of him, takes her dress off, and calls Callum into the room.
Oh my God, I love this so much.
Yeah.
Because she clearly knows Bastien is very turned on right now. She has Callum pretty much eat her out in front of Bastien, and she realizes, oh, fuck, I do like an audience.
Yeah. 370 years finally figuring this out.
She's like, I'm a bit of an exhibitionist. Hey, who would have thunk it?
Well, she needed to have people to be able to explore that.
Right,
so.
right.
So Callie goes outside. She loves to tend the flowers. She has a beautiful greenhouse that she's magically created. You can see out, but you can't see in. Unfortunately, because of her being stuck in the castle, which we don't know why she's stuck there at this point, We know she can't go past the boundary. There's also something else weird that happens. It is foggy all the time. There is never 1 ounce of sun that can be seen.
Even though it's misty all the time, she can tell the difference between night and day. But even daytime, you never get that like full sunlight on your face.
Mm-hmm.
So while she's just sitting outside enjoying the nature, Callum comes over with a blonde gentleman. Callum found this gentleman lurking around the forest. And the minute this blonde gentleman sees Callie, he goes, "Oh my God, it's you." She's like, "I've never met him before. How does he know me?" The blonde gentleman says, "You need to help me. You need to save my sister. Is your sister Josephine?" After he says yes, she realizes, oh God, this is Bastien's brother. He's come to look for him. She asks his name, and we find out it's Soren.
I loved Soren.
Oh, I loved all of them in their own special ways.
He is legit come out there to look for her. Because when he was 9 years old, his best friend was up for the reaping, and she was sent into the forest. He followed, and he saw this woman with dark, wavy hair and an older woman talking and taking his friend. And he overheard the conversation, saying that she will go to a new home.
Callie paid Miriam in the riches of her kingdom to help resettle these children.
I immediately was like, oh my God, why does she let this go on? She clearly feels bad about it. But then I quickly realized, like, oh, it's because she kind of needs this to continue on so that she can stay hidden, because it created this huge element of fear. So people just stayed the fuck away.
And she was also like, if people are giving up their kids, then let's get their kids someplace where they'd be safe and loved and cared for.
Right. Sweet Soren, just fascinated by this and loved her immediately for saving his friend, and he knew that his friend was going to a good place.
And he has actually no clue that Bastien is there.
Right, that's the funny part. Yeah.
No clue at all. Well, Callie brings the brothers back together. So she brings Soren up to the tower, and there's Bastien in his room, tied to a chair, half naked. And Bastien's like, "Soren, what the fuck are you doing here? Get the fuck out. She's crazy. She's a witch. You gotta go." And Soren's like, "I'm not going anywhere. I'm looking for this woman for a very long time."
It's where we find out that Soren's been traveling and doing research because his dad sent him off to like boarding school. And while he was away, he's been researching the royal family that used to be here and always looking for traces of this woman.
Soren admits he will do absolutely anything to save his sister. Kelly's like, "Great, done. Bastien, bye-bye. Don't need you. I have your little brother." She's pitting them up against each other because she knows Bastien is not going to leave his little brother in her witchy claws. She's like, "I'm done with you. Bye-bye, Bastien.
Good.
Au revoir.
Auf
Wiedersehen."
Don't have to write.
But she wants Bastien. It's clear that she's playing this game to get him.
She ends up ripping Soren's shirt open, running her nail down his chest, which broke the skin.
Yes.
And then she ended up taking the blood and licking it and basically bound him, really this time, to the land. And Bastien's like, "No!" He's like, "No, keep me. Send my brother away." And then finally, Callie says, "Do you really want to stay? Then you're going to have to beg me." And he does, in not really a begging hands and knees sort of way. But Callie says to Bastien, "So you're going to be good, right? You're going to do everything I tell you." He's like, "I will stay up here in this tower and be your toy." Yep, that's what I'm going to do. So she runs her finger down Bastien's chest, licks the blood, the whole same thing. Guess what? The two of them are now bonded to the land. They can legit never leave. And then I love it as a little FU. She says to Bastien, oh, by the way, if you had escaped the tower, you could have left the land. There was no curse on you. But there is now.
Yeah, that was good.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
Yeah, that was great.
So basically, she brings them all downstairs. They're all sitting at the dining table. Now we've gone to party of 5 in this house. This is gonna be so much fun. A little problem here. We learn earlier on in the book that Amelia, she was a sacrifice of the reaping when she was 13 years old. The problem is some of the men in the village found her to be attractive. Before they sent the poor girl out into the forest, they fucked her up. They raped her. They beat her. And they repeatedly punched her into the throat so badly that sometimes she can't talk. And Miriam and Callie found her in the forest and took her in. And we do get a bit of a flashback of some of the first interactions that Callie and Amelia have with each other. And Callie just basically said to her, you stay as long as you want until you're strong. And when you want to leave, you can leave. I can't give you much, but I can give you everything I have.
Soren looks like his father, and Amelia recognized Soren's father as one of the people that was there when she was beaten. So now Amelia is reliving that in her head every time she sees the brothers.
She even has like a full-blown panic attack the first time she ever sees him.
And Amelia maybe is not necessarily the most stable.
No.
She does have times when she gets a little bit on the manic side. She can be triggered rather quickly. And Kelly is able to kind of bring her back with her magic and soothe her and knows the right tone to use. But now she's just getting triggered all over the place.
Needless to say, it's an awkward dinner.
So one of the things Kelly tells everybody is they have a very particular role. Everyone has to do their part within the home. So we find out quickly that Soren is a bit of a bookworm. He is a scholar. So he has a quill behind his ear and a notebook ready at all times. And he's writing everything down and he knows all these facts about the castle.
Well, but it's so funny to me because, like, he's spouting all these things. He's like, oh my God, this castle. Bastian's like, why the fuck do you know all this? And he's like, well, if you were paying attention, you would know that I actually went to school for this particular family and this particular era to try and figure out what was happening. So this is like my dream.
Soren's responsibility is going to be cleaning the castle. And he's like, what?
Well, you need me to clean the library, right? And she's like, yeah, whatever. Fucking clean the library, fine.
And Bastien is going to be the new chef. And one of the first things he has to do is go hunting for meat.
Chef kink.
But he's not going to go alone.
No.
Callie will go with him. And then just something happens in the woods.
Yeah, it does.
Bastien, looking for any opportunity to try to kill Callie, pulls a knife out on her. While he's holding Callie, she starts to sway her hips. So she's getting him all up and aroused. Well, Bastien starts to lose his shit and throws her up against a fucking tree.
Yeah. Holding her by the throat.
Callie's like, oh, hold on. Hikes up her dress. And of course, this woman never met a panty that she would put on. She starts playing with herself.
I just love the way her idea of breaking him down is to flaunt herself around in front of him. It's great.
It works.
Because all of a sudden her hands get replaced with his hands. He's playing with her clit. He ends up getting 2 fingers inside of her.
Full dirty talk engaged.
Holy
shit.
And I had this moment where I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Okay, 1100, 1300. What fucking year is it? This guy is dirty talking like it's 2025.
Oh, it was superb, though. It was a delicious dirty talk.
It was hot hate fucking.
Needless to say, she has an orgasm up against the tree, and he is so close to her that she's like, is he going to kiss me? Because that's a very intimate thing for her, and she is not about intimacy.
Nope.
She's about wanting to be fucked. But you know what her trigger is? When he says to her, come for me, your fucking majesty.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I was like fist pumping while I'm listening to the audiobook. I'm like, yes. Sebastian, all of a sudden, snap, he's broken out of that moment. And he's like, oh, fuck. Turns around and goes the other way. It's over.
Super morning after regret instantly.
Totally. But she's just like, I win.
Callie ends up finding Soren in the library, and he is definitely panting from the work. This boy has not worked a fucking day in his life.
Sweet boy.
And I love that she looks around and is like, you clean terribly. And he's like, I wasn't trained for this.
And she's like, you have eyes, don't you?
And I love it that she calls him Scholar. I think it's absolutely adorable how everybody has a nickname.
Scholar, hunter, little bird.
Soren has so many questions for her. He wants to know so many different things. Soren says to her, well, you have a deal with my brother, don't you? And he very awkwardly puts a hand on her leg. And she's kind of like, this is a little weird. Yeah. But they end up making a deal. Soren will be able to ask her questions about her and the castle. And in exchange, he will allow her to walk through his memories. And the memories that she's going to walk through are of places. So in a way, she can experience sun. She can experience a beach. This is an opportunity for her to escape.
I loved this because he traveled so much that she was like, ooh, Travel Channel in his brain.
Callie ends up going down to the kitchen and she finds Bastien cooking. She loves to taunt him. Bastien is ignoring her, of course, because he's a miserable fuck. He does not want to be there. And she says, did you lick your fingers clean after we were together in the forest? And he's like, I loathe you. I despise you. I don't want you. Maybe it isn't anything you're doing, but it's something about you, something I have no control of. His voice began to edge with frustration. When I'm around you, I feel like I don't even know who I am. You make me hate myself.
He's such a little repressed boy.
She feels fucking burned. Don't forget, we have Cersei, who is going off in her head, that is bringing up all this loathing. Nobody loves you. Nobody wants you. You kill everything. You break everything that's around you. So this is just someone who is affirming everything Cersei is saying to her in her head. So they're all sitting down at the dinner table. Our queen, her majesty, our grace, loves her some wine. So what is our signature cocktail for this episode?
Have some wine.
Did you poison this wine?
You may have to drink it to find out. Make sure you go to the lustylibrarypodcast.com, go to the recipes tab to find today's cocktail, The Witch's Curse.
I mean, this is way too delicious.
It really is.
I'm going to make sangria like this forever now.
It is a fancy sangria with some $83 liqueurs and some $73 palm juice. Okay. But it is delicious as fuck.
Those are today's inflation prices.
Mm-hmm. In case you don't want to do the hard work, make sure you scroll all the way down the bottom of the website and you can sign up for our mailing list. You'll get notified anytime an episode launches along with the drink recipe. We are minimal effort for maximum reward kind of people here.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Guys, there is some shit that happens next in the steam factor of this book that is fucking wild.
So we start with the steam pretty early. Callie and Callum in chapter 2 are already getting it on like Donkey Kong.
But now we got multiple men to choose from.
Yep. They're sitting down at the table. and she sends Soren away. She's like, Soren, you don't want to see this game I'm about to play with your brother. And she uses her magic to tie Bastien to the chair. I mean, he said some hurtful words to her. And she says to Callum, hey, why don't you show our guest here how you treat your majesty?
Oh, my God.
He takes off her dress and he lays her across the dining table and he fucks her. She is the meal. She is the 5 courses laid across the dining table. And poor Bastien just has to watch with a tent in his
Oh,
pants.
poor Bastien.
Oh, I'm so sad.
Now, this whole time, Soren and Bastien being there is really, really hard on Amelia. And Callie is trying to be supportive and trying to explain to her she defends the brothers and says, you have to remember they are clearly not a product of their father. I know you're having a tough time with this. And one of the conversations that were had is now that Miriam has passed, somebody else needs to take the mantle of being the shepherd for these children that are put up for the reaping. And Amelia wants to do that. And Callie's just really having a tough time. Like, is it because Callie doesn't think she'll be okay out in the cottage all by herself? Does Callie not want to lose her? Like, what is the legit situation? Callie says, okay, if you really want to do this, you can. Callie and Callum are together.
I've been waiting for this part.
God, this was fucking hot AF.
Fire emoji in my notes.
5 fire emojis.
Let me read you my notes on this little section. She fucks Callum with her shadow dick.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. It starts with the deep throating of the shadowcock.
Oh, that's right. First, she makes him deep throat her shadow cock.
Yeah.
Then she fucks him with her shadow dick.
Yeah.
Squeezing his balls with her shadows.
And he loves it.
It's so hot. And then she's like, I read a book with this thing in it. So she conjures up a queening chair, which is basically a chair with a hole in the bottom. I love the description of Callum basically like scurrying as fast as he possibly can on his hands and knees to get under the chair to go down on her.
But you're forgetting the most important component.
Really? Did I?
While this is happening, Bastien walks into the room.
Oh, right.
And he's watching this shadowcock situation happen.
So if you're asking, was this my favorite scene? Yeah.
We'll call this a top hit.
Yeah, this was a top hit.
Callie's now in the library. She has this thing where she writes in her journal and she'll write letters to her sister, just kind of recapping her days and everything that happens. And then all of a sudden, Soren's there and she gets completely freaked out and punches him in the face. She broke his fucking nose.
Yeah, but then she resets it and gives him blood to make it heal.
And he's like, oh, your blood can heal me?
Scribble, scribble, scribble in the notebook. He doesn't even give a shit.
So as she realizes Soren is there, she uses her magic to close a door that is down the hallway from the library. And he's like, oh, hey, what's in there? And then randomly, he calls her by her full name, Calethea Rose Everhart. And she's like, oh, fuck.
She tries to play it off like, where did you hear that name? I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, oh, I got you. He's like, oh my God, it really is you. You're the princess that disappeared and that nobody's seen for hundreds of years and nobody knows what happened to. Oh my God, he loses his fucking mind.
Your name is not in any of the books. The only way he found out was by being at the castle and seeing a picture that had her name. She's only listed in the books of the history of that kingdom here.
Yeah, in the
Any
castle.
other research he's done anywhere does not have her name. So, of course, she runs away. She's not having this conversation with him. But Soren goes directly to his brother and says, fuck Bastien. Bastien, oh my God, do you know who this woman is? He found a book that basically outlines everything that happened, and we get a little bit of a plot dump, not too huge. Calethea Rose Everhart, born on December 21st, 1391. Her parents, King Jean and Queen Angela Everhart, along with 97% of the kingdom, were killed due to a mysterious plague. Annabel Page Everhart died before the plague and has been rumored to be the first to fall ill from it, infecting everyone else. Though others say she was murdered. Because no one had dared to enter the kingdom for many years, not even to claim the bodies in fear of contracting the disease, no one can say for certain what the truth is. Not to mention the myth of La Bête. Bastien's like, all right, pack your shit. We're getting the fuck out of here. She's 300 and something years old. She's a witch. She can't die. We are skedaddle-joodling, my friend. And Soren's like, whoa, no, do you know who this is? She is my queen. I am bowing to her. Bastien's like, fuck you. Grabs the bottle, hits him across the fucking head.
But I love that this whole time Calethea is actually watching because she has this other magical thing where she can conjure this like light orb that allows her to see through walls. And she knows exactly what the plan is.
Bastien is trying to abscond with Soren, and he makes his way out to the gate. Calethea is sitting there waiting for them. And all of a sudden, Bastien realizes, oh, fuck, I can't go past the boundary.
You know, he's not the smart brother.
Exactly. That starts to kill his sexiness for me.
Yeah.
This is a turning point for him because I think the reality of, oh, fuck, I'm stuck, we can't go anywhere, happens at that moment.
Yeah. I do kind of feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
He didn't really play the game very well.
No.
A few weeks start to pass. They're all kind of settling in. Bastien's a miserable fuck.
He's fucking drunk all the time.
Amelia's not coming out of her room. Soren is living in the library. Callie's just doing her normal thing. Garden, fuck, drink, sleep. Lather, rinse, repeat, over and over and over again. One of the nights that the house is a little bit calmer after they eat dinner, they go and sit in the living room, and Bastien says, oh, we should play a drinking game. So you can either answer the question or drink, and the last person standing happens to be a winner. We find out some interesting information here. Soren's a fucking virgin.
I love this.
At 24, he's never touched a woman.
I mean, are we surprised?
No, he's a bookworm.
Yeah.
And then out of the blue, all of a sudden, Amelia starts to beat her fists up against her head, starts screaming and yelling. She blurts out what was done to her before the reaping in front of Soren and Bastien. Bastien is apologizing. Amelia hops on Soren's back and wraps her hands around his throat, choking him. All of a sudden, out of the blue, she is going completely and utterly fucking manic when they're all just sitting in the fucking living room playing a drinking game. She just loses her shit. Callie is able to get Amelia off Soren using her shadows and sends them all away so she can just talk to Amelia. So she finally says to her, maybe you need to go to Miriam's cottage. If this is what you really want, I can't force you to be here. I can't send the boys away. They've done absolutely nothing wrong. If I send them back, villagers are going to come. I'm really stuck between a rock and a hard place, but this is not good for you to be here anymore. And Amelia is very, very thankful. Callie ends up finding Soren in the chapel, and he's super, super remorseful. Callie basically says to him, listen, this is not your responsibility. You are just your father's child.
Yep.
It doesn't mean you have to atone for all these bad things your father did. And Soren, the scholar, just looks at Callie and says, I have so many questions that I want answered. Maybe I can take them out and trade.
Trade. Acts of service?
And he can tell that Callie is tense. So Soren says, how about if I can get you to relax? You will answer 5 of my questions. She's like, how can he get me to relax? Well, in the chapel, Soren goes downtown.
I was very impressed with his skill for a first-timer.
I think because he's a scholar and because he's somebody who pays attention to everything, he was probably A, has red lots on it, B, looking at all cues to see how things were going.
Yeah, she does say he has great attention to detail.
Give me a guy who pays attention.
Yeah. Apparently, she gets off twice, which for her is a lot. But she says afterwards that she slept better than she has in, like, recent memory. And it's the first time she hasn't had nightmares. So, yeah, he did a very good job relaxing her.
She falls asleep on a pew in the chapel.
Yeah. I almost felt bad for Callum. I'm like, Callum has been doing a great job as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But there's something special between her and Soren.
So she wakes up in the chapel having slept for at least a couple of hours straight through, and she notices it's snowing outside. So she ends up walking outside, and she is teleported into a memory of her mom, and her sister playing in the snow. And she is transfixed on this memory. But she's out there for so long that Soren ends up coming outside, picking her up, and putting her in front of the fire because her feet are turning purple. It is so cold out there, and she can't feel any of this. Amelia comes in at the time and says, I'm not going to go to Miriam's cabin until the snow ends up passing. And that's when Soren says, well, you don't have to go. We'll stay out of your way. We know this is really tough. Well, you can take my life in repentance for what my father has done. Jesus Christ, Soren!
He's ridiculous.
Sweet, sweet boy.
And he's down on his hands and knees begging Amelia for forgiveness and willing to give his life to her. Amelia actually forgives them.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of turns a whole new page for them. The family is starting to form. Days start to pass, and Kelly can hear Soren and Bastien fighting. And Bastien is basically pissed when he finds out that Soren got to taste her in the fucking chapel. But wait a minute. I thought Bastien hated her.
Oh my God. He's annoyed, but he is fucking obsessed with her.
It's just this whole thing where he is absolutely 100% repressed and takes it out on everybody else because he can't handle his own feeling.
So after some more time passes, Soren approaches Callie and says, please, you need to go talk to Bastien. He is spiraling out of control. This needs to stop. He's just absolutely miserable. So Callie goes downstairs and finds him in the kitchen. And Bastien is just trying to ignore her. Callie tells him that his brother and Callum are worried about him and that she just really is tired of fighting with him. And during the conversation, he takes a swig of whatever he's drinking. She's like, you need to stop. So at the 56% mark of the book, the world is shattering open. So why don't we let our sexy stud usher us in?
He unbuckled his trousers and lowered them, revealing a thick cock that was waiting to devour me. He fisted it in his hand, staring at me the entire time, while stroking it. I was still resting my forearms on the table as he climbed on top of it, pushing me down once again. He lifted his leg and swung it over me, straddling my chest. His hardened length rested between my breasts. My eyes became hooded. I should not have found this as hot as I did, and he fucking knew it. That's a good girl. Look at you. Needy for my cock, aren't you? I swallowed and knew that he caught that movement as well. He was more astute than I had previously realized. He grabbed my chin with his thumb and forefinger, opening my mouth as far as it could go. He grabbed his length and brought it to my lips. I couldn't help but flick my tongue against the bottom of him. He hissed, "I am warning you. I am not gentle. I will not make love to you like your precious little bird. I will fuck you. Hard. So fucking hard that you'll regret ever keeping me." Before I could answer, he turned so that he was squatting over me, tipping my head back and shoving his cock down my throat. I gasped at the force behind what he was doing to me. Never in my life had I been in this position, completely helpless to the assault against my throat. I tried to move my hands up, to grab something to hang on to, but he held down both my hands. I almost used my magic, and then remembered his warning. I was completely at his mercy, and it was liberating. He pounded into me, and then only as I choked from lack of oxygen did he give me a reprieve. Then he shoved his cock back in before I had barely taken a full breath. On and on we went like this. Pressure built within me again, and I tried to move my hand toward my pussy to do something to help the ache, though he just clamped down harder on my wrists. It was unbearable, borderline painful.
He rips off her dress using the knife in the kitchen, puts her up onto the counter, and tells her if she uses her magic, he is going to stop. He tells her to suck his cock. She says she won't get down on her knees for him. He said, "I never mentioned you getting down on your knees for me." He hops on the fucking counter, straddles her face, and sticks his cock in her mouth.
The look on your face, Bertie, is so good. I knew that they were on the counter. I didn't quite grasp the full positioning of that scene the first time I read it. God, that's fucking excellent. It was hot. He basically deep throat fucks her, which she's never had before because she's never been subordinate.
No, Callum would never do that.
Never. And she was like, "Wait a minute. Oh. Power bottom."
Dirty talk was chef's kiss in this fucking scene.
Yeah, it was. But
So
again, the dirty talk is so modern.
You know what, though? I feel like if it had been done more towards the time period, you would probably be taken out of the moment.
It's true. It's a little bit cringy to think about it.
Yeah, so let's just leave it be.
I know. It's true. I kept flipping my brain back and forth with that.
Imagine you have a modern translator. You've conjured your own ball to watch this through, and you put the dubbing on for modern times.
I do sort of wonder, though, what would old-fashioned dirty talk be?
Still the same, I'm pretty sure. There would still be, sucketh thy cock.
Okay. We're going to talk more about that later. Oh, fucking excellent.
They're kind of laying there after it, and he basically says, "I loathe you." And she says, "Okay, you may loathe me, but you are extremely excited and want to fuck someone as evil as I am." And he doesn't say anything. He doesn't look at her. He says, "Yeah, that's probably true." And he says, "I've had to be the good son, the next in line to my father's power, and I've had to kind of follow suit to what he's told me to do and be a good boy. And he's repressed all his feelings and everything he's ever wanted. And this is the first time he's actually had some freedom. So big turning point for him. Big. Callie goes to look for Soren, and he ends up being in the chapel, which has now become one of his favorite places to be. And Amelia is there yelling at him, and she sees all these open books and his notebook. Callie's like, "What is going on?" And Amelia's like, he's getting into things that he's not supposed to be getting into. Callie's a little confused, like, why does Amelia know he's not supposed to be getting into these things? Yeah, Soren's been digging. Soren has gone into the room that he was not supposed to go to, found the family books, and is now trying to figure out how to break Callie's curse. Soren, why would you want to do this? He's like, because I read in your journal that you wanted to travel with your sister. And Callie is very upset. You're reading my personal journal? And she puts her hand around his throat and starts to choke him and says, tell me the truth. Why are you doing this? He says, because I want to take you to the beach.
Oh my God.
When she looked at his memories from before, she was excited at first to see into his brain and see where he's traveled, and then realized it just made her feel more like shit because she'll never be able to go there.
But Cersei then chimes into her head and said, just kill him. You need to kill him. It's one of the things that Callie does anytime she hears Cersei is she speaks out loud. Go away, leave me alone. And Soren says to her, who's Cersei? Well, Callie's now really upset. And she goes running out of the house, goes all the way up to the boundary and starts fucking hitting it. She's angry at hearing Cersei in her head and said, you've made me a beast. And she hears a male voice say, yes, you are the beast. And as he walks closer to the boundary, he looks awful familiar, doesn't he?
Oh, this was
Yeah, this was creepy.
This is when you have to put on your big girl panties because this book, everything that you have read in the first 250 pages, this is a point where the book just goes so fucking fast.
Yeah.
Everything starts to click together and make sense.
I feel like it was a slow ramp up.
Uh-huh.
But then all of a sudden it became a freight train. And it's funny because when I write my notes for these books that I'm not hosting the episode for, they're very loose. And at the beginning, I was like, okay. And I was stopping and taking notes. And then once it started ramping up, it was going so fast. My notes basically after this point are 3 sentences because I was like,
Yeah.
for the whole rest of the book that I didn't even want to put it down to write notes. So I just didn't.
Callie recognizes the man. Soren looks exactly like this gentleman.
Yeah.
Because it's Bastian and Soren's father. And he's sitting right at the edge of the boundary. He knows exactly where it is. He goes, of course, you fool. I know who you are. I know you're the beast. How else do you think I control my people? Well, Soren comes flying out because him and Callie were just talking in the chapel when she ran away. And he goes, oh, shit. He turns around, Callum's there, and Soren says to Callum, get Bastian. Get him right now. Bastian comes out. Their father looks at them and says, okay, Soren, Bastian, you've had your fun. It's time. We got to get out of here. Maybe what we'll do is we'll kill her. I mean, we don't need a beast if we're the saviors of the village. And then we can come in and we can live in this castle. We're going to be held in the highest regard. All of a sudden, their father pulls out a knife and stabs Callie on the side. And you would think, hey, no big deal. Callie's been stabbed a fucking shit ton of times. All of a sudden, she tries to go into her well of power and there's absolutely nothing.
This is scary.
This fucking wound actually hurts. And as she's stumbling, Soren and Bastian's dad pulls her right to the edge of the boundary. He's got his arm around her throat. He's holding her in place, pulling down her dress, and says, oh, maybe I'll fuck her too. So that then she will have had her turn at every man in the family. And Soren's saying, stop, stop. Soren is defending her, and Bastian is not saying one fucking thing.
He's frozen.
Their dad says, hey, Bastian, come on, we gotta go. Let's finish this up. Pull the knife and fucking kill her. And Bastian starts to make a move towards Callie, like he's gonna do what his father's telling him to do. You hear Callie's heart break because she at least thought that after what had happened in the kitchen between the two of them, that the tide was turning, that he was going to come around with just a little bit more time. But no, he's going to kill her. And then Bastian asks, well, what's going to happen to Emilia and Callum? And their father's like, well, we can't have witnesses. They're all going to have to die. I mean, they can't go walking into the village and telling everybody what we did here. We got to clean up our mess. Well, after hearing that, Bastien actually tackles his father. Melee ensues. The knife comes out of Callie. Bastien tackles his father. His father punches Bastien. Bastien's father then goes ahead, tackles Callie, holding her by the neck, has a knife, ready to stab her in the heart to end her life. And Amelia comes out of nowhere, cuckoo bird with the claws, jumps on Bastien and Soren's father's back, has a knife, and fucking kills him.
Not just kills him, stabs him numerous times. Like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fucking dickbag, and he is apparently one of the people who raped her as a child. So this is the joyous moment she's been waiting for a very long time. This is revenge for her.
Lights out for Callie. She wakes a little bit later, feeling really, really weak. She can't feel her power at all. We had come to find out that this is a very special knife that is coated in belladonna, which legit stops the magic. And the way that Soren and Bastien's father knew about this is from Soren's discoveries. So, funny thing, Soren knew the entire time how to kill Callie. And he didn't want to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I loved finding that out. And I loved that for Callie, too. I loved her going, he's known this whole time. Yeah.
So Callie wakes up after all of this. She's in a lot of pain and she's very, very weak. And she goes to look for everyone. So she starts to head down the stairs and sees Callum. Callum's like, oh my God, you got to get back to bed. And she's like, where's Soren? Where's Amelia? Oh my God, Amelia just took a man's life. She shouldn't have had to endure that. And Callum tells him that Soren and Bastien are burying their father out in the backyard.
She's like, not on my land.
Oh, she's upset. She's like, no fucking way is that bastard being buried here. So she ends up going outside. Soren comes running up to her the minute he sees her coming out of the house, and she slaps him and then hugs him. And she's like, you never do as you're told, Soren. You just needed to follow the rules. But when Bastien comes over, she is really fucking upset with him. She says, I never want to see you again. You were going to let me die. My voice broke. Bastien finally looked at me with a pained expression. You stopped a monster, but this monster, I pointed at my chest, this monster meant nothing to you. I wasn't enough. Like, fuck, dude, I'm already, again, tears in my eyes here. A sob broke through me, tearing my soul apart. I wasn't enough. He shook his head and tried to reach me, but thought better of it. You don't understand. Stop, I shouted, lifting my hands. Your father is dead. The head of the council is dead. Go back home and make it right. Rid the town of the reaping. Fucking marry whoever you want. I don't care. The last 3 words caught in my throat. I told you to trust no one, and look where it got you again. I was so broken that I started hysterically laughing until the pain brought me back to the present. I want you gone by the time I wake tomorrow. I can feel the pull of sleep calling at me. My head felt light, and I knew it must be the bloodlust. I'm not leaving. Then I will kill you, I seethed. Oh, I was tearing up, dude. I could feel everything.
Yeah, that was a really powerful moment.
And I have to tell you, what happens next fucking threw me for a loop. It's absolutely crazy. So you're going to have to read the book to find out what happened.
Oh my God, so much happens after this point.
The train is moving fast down this track. Things that I didn't expect just came left and right because I'm not like Lexx. I didn't foreshadow it in the beginning. It was all a surprise to me, but things just click into place so well.
Lexx has the most nonchalant, smug look on her face right now.
Since New Year's is all about New Year's resolutions, I think they're bullshit. Except for one resolution. And the resolution every listener should have is to hop on their podcast platforms, Spotify, YouTube, Apple, and leave us a motherfucking review.
Woo!
It's going to really frame 2026 in the right direction.
Oh, yeah, Joey.
And those of you that have already reviewed us, thank you. But now just go listen to us on another platform and do it again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And as my grandmother would say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Do we want to put numbers on the first book of 2026?
I
do.
Cannot wait.
So let's start with Le Romance. And I feel Le Romance is perfect because of French. La Bête, Le Romance. You can give this anywhere from 1 to 5 roses. Oh, very a la Beauty and the Beast, baby.
Oh.
All right, we're going to start with you, Birds. How romantic was this?
It's funny. There was so much romance that I almost kind of forgot because it was spread out across so many different people and so many things. This book is actually very romantic. I did shed a tear at one point. We're not going to talk about why. You have to read the book.
I did too.
So I'm going to go with a 4.5. It's not a full 5 because it got spread out a little bit, so you didn't get to invest as much between two people and really dive in super deep on them. But across the board, extremely romantic. I loved getting to watch the development of all the different relationships between her friend and her lovers. It was very sweet.
Amazing. Lex, what you got?
I'm chuckling to myself over here because this seems to be a reoccurring thing with Birdie
Mhm.
and why chooses is it's like,
Yup.
you got it spread over all the people. It's not that romantic. I'm doing a very similar score, but going with it's very romantic. So I'm at a 4.5. And that's because I feel for each of the lovers for Callie, there was a arc to their relationship and their romance. Callum was always devoted to her, and that ends up developing too into something very intimate. Then we've got Bastian, who loathed her, and then towards the end, you couldn't get rid of the guy. Then you've got Soren, who's got this very on a pedestal, starry-eyed love. And then he gets a little freaky towards the end.
Oh,
And
yes, sir.
I love it. All of their motivation is actually coming from love towards the end. And so to me, that just makes it very romantic. So 4.5.
I couldn't agree with the two of you anymore. 4.5. Smash what you both said together, put it in the blender. The only other component I'm going to add to that is Callie learns how to love.
Yes.
That to me is like the all-star of this whole fucking situation.
Yeah.
She learns how to love and how to be loved. She doesn't need to be alone. So it made it really beautiful. I'm 4.5 all the way.
She learned how to love herself. She learned how to love herself enough that she stopped trying to kill herself. So I'd say the arc is pretty vast here.
Thumbs up there.
Yeah.
Let's move to the Le Schmut. You can give this anywhere from 1 to 5 raindrops. Starting with you, Lex. What you got? How schmutty?
It's pretty schmutty. I mean, there's a lot of schmut going on and all kinds of schmut. And I really love the female empowered schmut.
Mm-hmm.
But also the schmut scenes go from very hot to me to eh. I just think that's my own connection to the characters. So because I don't love all the characters equally, I'm going to put it at a 4.
That's still pretty high, though.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of hot there.
Yeah.
Birdie, how smutty?
I'm torn. I want to get like 4.75. This was way up there for me. This book had a lot of moments where I was going, oh. I love when I'm like doing dishes, whatever, and then I have to stop and be like, mm-hmm. Yes. And then wait, hold on. Skip back. Hold on. Let's get the context of that one again. Let's warm up into this scene again, and I'll listen to it again and be like, oh, now, yes. Like, there were some scenes that were fucking fire, smoking hot, super fun, lots of variety, lots of it, while still delivering a crazy complicated story. So great, so much fun. I almost am like, God damn it, should I be giving this a 5? But it didn't leave me with lingering feels ever. Like, while I was reading it, I was like, woof. But afterwards, I was like, yeah, okay, that was hot. But I walk away.
I'm starting at a 4.5.
Uh-huh.
The heat kept getting turned up and turned up and turned up. The sex in here was different and good, and there was a large amount of it. But I'm going to take 0.25 away because I found that some of the scenes were short.
Yes.
Just as my hair was standing on end and I was clenching my thighs, the scene was done and over.
Yes.
I would have rather had maybe 2 less sex scenes and some of the big ones where we had all these potties involved, which we didn't even talk about. So we didn't talk about Callum, Bastian, and Callie all together.
Oh, my God.
We had DP happening there.
Y'all,
Okay.
read this fucking book.
We had some sexual awakening, male on male.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Callie being good with it.
Callie being good with it. Callie had a moment where she was like, oh, I didn't realize how hot this was going to be. Holy shit. And I think for anybody out there who was ever wondering, oh, I don't know, I don't think I'm going to read a book that has like male-male interaction because I'm not a gay guy. Why would I think that would be hot? Go fucking read this book.
Yeah.
Get your mind changed
Yeah.
because holy shit.
4.25 is still hot and steamy. The chemistry was real hot. I mean, whew.
Just to make sure, listeners, that you have the context, Joey has read over 1,000 fucking romance novels.
Yeah.
So, y'all, a 4.25 means that for you, if you've only read like 15 or 20 books, this book will blow your motherfucking socks off. All right?
We are at 1,165. My pace is slowing.
Yeah.
I only got 200 books in for 2025. I
You've
mean,
been very busy, girl.
yeah.
Yes. This has all really made me wonder, in the parlance of our times,
Oh, yes.
fuck, marry, kill.
Ooh.
All right.
Shit. All right. So we got Soren, Callum, and Bastian, right?
Yep.
Fuck.
Oh, this
Damn,
is
it's
super
gonna be
easy.
hard.
So easy, right?
So easy.
All right, Lex, if you think this is so easy, who?
Marry Soren, fuck Callum, and kill Bastian.
Really?
Yes.
I'm actually going to have to go with the exact same.
You're fucking shitting me.
Yeah, because Bastian gets a little bit annoying.
And Soren, I get my smart boy, and between Callum and Soren, I think they'd be dirty enough, the two of them together.
Oh, yeah. Plus the chemistry between the two of them also in the bedroom. Smoking.
Wow, how the
hot.
fuck are we friends?
Easily, we won't fight over the same partners.
Fuck Soren. Kill Callum. Marry Bastian.
You
Yep.
heartless bitch.
You know I like a strong, aggressive man. Bastian is that out of the 3.
That's
Okay.
true.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. Okay, Callum is a little too, even though he does show his dominance. Read it 85% of the book to understand what I mean there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, that's my order.
So you said, fuck
Soren.
Soren.
Because he'd be so clinical about it. He would do all the research to make sure things went well.
Okay. And then you're going to kill Callum because
Yeah.
he's too demure for you.
Uh-huh.
and you're going to marry Bastien.
Yep.
Because are you just assuming that you're also going to be fucking Bastien?
Oh, fuck yeah. If you're
okay,
going to
so
marry
you're
him.
counting it twice, kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, to be fair, so am I.
He
all
can
right.
dirty talk me all night long.
Yeah.
Yep, let's do it.
I mean, it's interesting, but I'm still not changing my perspective.
Go for it.
Yeah. Wow, that was interesting.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Good call, Bird.
Shit.
All right, let's move on to story. You can give this anywhere from 1 to 5 storybooks. Starting with you, Birdie. Tell me about the story.
I thought this was absolutely excellent retelling of Beauty and the Beast. I, in fact, forgot most of the time that it was a retelling. It's a very loose retelling. Every once in a while, there would be a very blatant Disney reference that would drive me a little bit crazy. I really didn't appreciate it in like the very last line of the book, to be honest. Some of the parts, it got a little bit slow. Those are my major critiques also with the fact that she talks about reading a book that's over 500 pages and that maybe the invention of the printing press hadn't happened by then and that these books would all be written by hand, and I highly doubt that she would have that many books that were over 500 pages. So other than that...
Is this what the car ride was about?
Yeah. I said, Lexx, what is the little thing that bothered you? And she was like, well, the Gutenberg printing press. And I was like, yes!
Fucking God, I'm surrounded by fucking nerds.
You sure are. When I read that there was floor-to-ceiling library, I mean, I just imagined this immense library and then did the math of when she was born. And, you know, it's not like there was staff that could go out and get more books. And I'm like, well, that's like, I don't know, 30 or 40 years before the Gutenberg Press was invented. So these are going to be all hand-illuminated books. It's possible, but God, like...
Send help.
There's no way she'd
Please
have
help
a floor-to-ceiling library full of books. So, anyways, other than that, I'm giving this a 4.75. I really loved the story. It was super fun. And the more we talk about it, the more I enjoy it. I am almost at the point where I'm like, fuck, I almost want to read it again. It was really fun. And there's lots of little Easter eggs that you'll catch as you read it, which talking through again, I had a couple moments where I went, oh shit, I missed that. So very fun, well-woven, great character arcs, interesting scenery, interesting magical elements. So super fun.
Cool. Lexx, where do you land?
I'm really glad that you're on that side of the room and I'm on this side of the room, and there's a lot of things in between us.
Ooh.
Because you get so angry. I am landing at a very solid 3. And I will tell you, my rating was higher when I was reading the book. I was so entertained. It was great. Okay, I finished it. And then the next morning I woke up and logic brain kicked in, and I can't help it. It's my brain. So sorry, Ms. Rose. I can't help it. I'm very, very sorry.
Ms. Rose.
So I probably went from a 4 to a 3 because of, I'm like, is this a real world? Is this a fake world? And I'd bounce back and forth. You know, there's some traveling that happens at the end of the book. And they mention places, and those are real places. And I'm like, no, she's setting it in the real world. And then I'd start looking at timelines, and it just started making my brain hurt so much. Joey's not even paying attention to me anymore.
Joey's digging a hole so she can fucking bury herself alive.
Like I was like, oh, witch hysteria. Well, it was happening in the Dark Ages, but like right around the 1500s is really when it really starts to go. And that's like, 100 and something years after the curse happens. These kings were getting together to do a coalition to get rid of all the witches in their kingdoms. And the hysteria really wouldn't have happened yet because the manual that they used for all the witch trials happens after the Gutenberg Press. See, this is the rabbit holes that my brain goes down.
Did you Google shadow penis too while you were there to make sure the validity of that in fucking real life? Since you're fact-checking every fucking thing else?
No, this is not even fact. This is just stuff in my brain. I'm sorry.
Can we pause so I can make some popcorn? This is great.
So, like I said, my brain just kept bouncing around, which this is how I am watching movies, so I can't help it. If you're like me, what I'm going to recommend is just shut this part of your brain off. It's kind of like when you go to watch movies like Independence Day or something like that. Just enjoy it while you're watching it and then don't think about it afterwards. Very long story short, I give it a 3 in story.
Joey, what'd you think?
I really should have fucking poisoned the wine.
I told you it wouldn't have mattered.
Listen, I need to clarify something. Lexx made a statement that I get very angry. I don't get angry. I get very passionate. I am Italian. I am a Taurus. I have very strong opinions on things, and I verbalize them in a very aggressive, outward way. I am not a motherfucking angry person. No, I'm really not. And I support my friends.
Even when they're wrong.
I will support their beliefs, except when it comes to when they want to dissect a book and be like, oh, was this real? I think you're absolutely off your fucking rocker. This got a 4.5 out of me. I actually gave her an additional 2.5 that I took away in the smut category because she stood firm to her conviction, and there is a death that occurs at the end that I was high-fiving the author for.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
for making it a 90% happily ever after.
Yeah,
I was
thank you.
excited over that, as morbid as I am. I think this story was really well layered. We talked about a couple of episodes ago, I grew up in a box in a bubble. I didn't necessarily have all the exposure to the Disney stuff that you guys did. I was probably much older when I saw Beauty and the Beast the first time, like in my 20s, believe it or not.
Oh my God, I can't
Yeah.
fathom.
Because my childhood was a little bit different. I think things sometimes get lost on me. So this was just kind of a new, exciting revitalization thing for me. I was reading something that was fully created by someone. I really liked how it was layered. I liked how the story started to unfold. I like the relationships. I think the character building was super strong in here. I think just the story was really well crafted. It's to my liking. And Lexx, fine, you went down the rabbit hole and it gave you anxiety. I'm sorry you felt that way. I was happy as a clam. If you align with my book picks, then read this fucking book and don't listen to a word of what Lexx says to you. It's fine.
Y'all listen to me be a nitpicky bitch, but I gave it a 4.75.
Oh, you did? You went very high.
I really liked it, and I was saying to Lexx, like, you were in the bathroom, I was like, the more we sit here, the higher my score gets.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, this was the kind of book that the more I talk it through, the more I like it.
I liked it on first pass. Second pass, it was so different because I knew what the outcome of the story was.
Yeah.
And then I started to see things I didn't see. I'm like, fuck, I missed that. So good.
Yeah.
Fuck, I missed that. So good.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, damn, she killed it.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
All right, put it all into the blender. We're making our first book of 2026 cocktail. What's it gonna shape up to? You can give this anywhere from 1 to 5 eggy plants. All right, we are starting with you, Lexx. 1 to 5. How'd you think about this book?
When you put it all together for me, it's a very solid 3.75. I would absolutely recommend it to somebody, you snowed in for the weekend. All right, make some hot chocolate, get under that blanket, and have a nice read because it's fun, it's entertaining. You also know I love my why chooses. So
This is quite possibly one of my favorite why chooses that we've read because of the worship element. All 3 of them were so worshiping of her. So it was like the ultimate why choose. I'm giving this one a 4.75. I really liked it. And I think there are a lot of people that need to read this book that are going to really like it. I think it's just so fun with a lot of plot that is really fun to read, a lot of excellent smut, and it makes you feel good. And it's not a Hollywood ending. Like it is and it isn't. She took some risks and I think it paid off big time.
I'm at a 4.5. I really fucking liked this. I like the way the book was crafted. I really like the character development. You threw in some real good smut. There were twists and turns that kind of shocked me. The beginning, I think, moved a little bit on the slower side. You weren't getting a story dump. You were getting the layers of the story. And I think I liked that more. And then when the point was that you had majority of the story, it was like full fucking steam ahead.
Yeah.
Here we go. Now all the magic is happening. I enjoyed the ever-loving shit out of this. I congratulate you, Bria, on this being your debut novel.
Oh, shit, it is?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Oh.
I'm very excited to read more, so keep writing. I hear you have something else coming, but super exciting. I liked this. 4.5 out of me. Well, God damn it, another episode in the books, the first of 2026. To make sure you don't miss a minute of the news of all the stuff we got coming down the pipeline, make sure you follow us at the Lusty Library Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. Or are you on Blue Sky? Are you a cool kid? We are the Lusty Library Pod. You can go check us out there right now.
Oh, my God. You're funny, Joey.
No.
I mean, while you're there on your phone, don't forget to follow us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, whatever platform you're listening on. Just click that little ding, ding, ding so you hear more from us.
Or all of them. Why choose?
Oh my God, guys. I can't wait for our next book.
Oh, my God. I can't fucking wait.
So let's see. We've done fantasy. We've done all kinds of things, dark romance. But the next one is out of this world.
Literally.
All right, next time, get ready for I Got Abducted by Aliens and Now I'm Trapped in a Rom-Com by Kimberly Lemming. I can't wait to do this book.
This is such a fucking you pick. Such a you pick.
Yeah, it is.
As always, we cannot thank you enough for listening. We sure as hell will see you next time.
Bye.